welcome to the WBE Citizen Advisory Committee meeting for Tuesday, April 18th, 2023. And due to us not having quorum, I will turn it over to you, Jakira, since we can't do the adoption of agenda or minutes and all that good stuff.
Yes, I'm going to call the roll for the meeting that's occurring today at 4 p.m. for the MWBE Citizens Advisory Committee on April 18th. Vice Chair Leah Metz.
Present.
Committee Member Money Canyon. Committee Member Corey English. Committee Member Eric Harrison. Committee Member Brittany Lowry. Committee Member Weta Patton.
Present.
And Committee Member Odette Sanchez. And as Vice Chair Leah Metz stated, this meeting will be conducted as an information-only meeting due to not having a quorum. And I'll turn it over to Zachary Taylor.
All right, so today we have the pre-construction good faith effort review for the Union Station second floor upfit, where Central Builders Incorporated of Mebane was the lowest responsible bidder. Okay, so the goal information. The established goals for this project were 10% M and 10% W. Central Builders, they submitted 5.7% M and 0% W. All right, so here's the copy of the affidavit D. They use Clean Air Environmental, which is sub-certified, and that's all who they use so far on this affidavit D.
Sure. Fine.
All right, so moving on to letter A. Letter A, did a representative of your company attend the pre-solicitation or pre-bid meeting scheduled by the city to inform MWBE firms of contracting, subcontracting, and supply opportunities, and to review contractor requirements of complying with the program? And they were indeed there. As you can see highlighted here, Central Builders was in attendance at the Union Station pre-bid. Next, for letter B, did your company advertise in general circulation, trade association, or minority-focused media concerning subcontracting opportunities? A contractor must advertise in all three mediums to receive full value for this item. So here they use the hub. This is where they advertise, and it looks like I think the hub was all they submitted for that one. For letter C, did your company provide written notice to a reasonable number of specific MWBE firms that their interest in the contract is being solicited at least 10 days before bids are due? To allow MWBE firms to participate, please provide a copy of the solicitations or quotes sent to at least 3 minority firms from the source list provided by the owner for each subcontract to be let under this contract. If 3 or more firms are shown on the source list, each solicitation shall include a specific description of the work to be subcontracted, location where bid documents can be reviewed, name of representative of the prime bidder to contact, and location, date, and time. So for this, they have the, this is their solicitation letter. And as you see, they have 3 different firms listed in this box here on each one. So that shows the 3 that they sent them to. And then it looks like they sent them out on March the 7th, just well before 10 days before. And highlight in the middle is the scope that they had in their solicitation letter. Here also, they had a whole list of firms that they reached out to. It was 35 pages. I couldn't fit all those on this PowerPoint, but they had 35 pages of different subcontractors that they reached out to. And just by looking at a few of them, I can tell that the ones that at least I recognized are Hub certified. So they were using a list from the Hub website. All right, moving on to letter D. Did you follow up initial solicitation of interest by contacting MWBE firms to determine with certainty whether the MWBE firms are interested? Please include telephone log of follow-up calls you made to confirm interest. Here they used email. As you can see, they did do a follow-up, let them know the new dates, and this is the email list they sent out. So they sent that out, out to everyone listed here. All right, moving on to E. How did your company identify and select portions of the work to be performed by MWBE firms in order to increase the likelihood of MWBE participation, including where appropriate, breaking down contracts into economically feasible units to facilitate MWBE participation? Please provide a copy of documentation where this information was included. For here, they just have their solicitation letter. They have the scope of work listed. Okay, so next, F, explain how you provided interested MWBE firms with equal access to specifications, plans, and requirements of the contract. Here they used again the solicitation letter, and they also had a letter that they send out talking about, equal bidding environment and how they provide equal access. All right, for G, how have you negotiated fairly with interested MWBE firms and not rejecting MWBE as unqualified without sound reasons based on a thorough investigation of their capabilities? So for this one, they used, again, the solicitation letter where it says they are willing to review any responsible quote and will negotiate terms. Here they had a list of the subcontractors, which were some Hub certified. They had those listed there, and then they had again. So for each trade, what they had, which I didn't put on this PowerPoint because there's so many pages, but for each trade, they probably reached out to over 20 or 30 firms each for each trade. So. All right, letter H. What services were used from the City of Winston-Salem's MWBE office, available minority community organizations, minority contractors groups, local, state, and federal minority business assistance offices, and other organizations that provide assistance in the recruitment and placement of MWBE firms? Please provide a copy of this documentation. The contractor must utilize at least 2 agencies to receive full value. So they use the Hub, and they also reached out to myself about getting a certified subcontractor list, which I sent that to them. Okay, moving on to I. How does your company provide assistance to an otherwise qualified minority firms in need of equipment, loan capital, lines of credit, or joint pay agreements to secure loans, supplies, or letters of credit? including waiving credit that is ordinarily required. Did your company assist minority firms in obtaining the same unit pricing with the bidder suppliers in order to help minority firms in establishing credit? Please provide a copy of any documentation. This could be included in the solicitation letter and or evidence of implementation from previous projects in the past 5 years, advising MWBE firms what type of assistance was available. So here on their solicitation letter, I have it highlighted where they offered the bonding, loan capital lines of credit, joint pay agreements. And they also have implementation here. It's like where they had a rental that a subcontractor rent out through them, and then they had a joint check agreement, and the date was last year. So that's within the 5 years. All right, for J, how did your company provide assistance in obtaining required bonding or insurance, or providing alternatives to bonding or insurance for subcontractors? Provide a copy of any documentation, which could be included in the solicitation letter, and or evidence of implementation from previous projects in the past 5 years, advising MWBE firms what type of assistance was available. Here again, they used their solicitation letter, and they highlighted the section about obtaining bonding, loan capital, lines of credit. I think for this one, there was no implementation on this one. Yeah, no implementation on that one. For letter K, did your company negotiate a joint venture or partnership arrangement with minority firms to increase opportunities for minority participation when possible? Please provide a copy of any documentation. This could be included in the solicitation letter, advising MWBE firms what type of assistance was available, or outlining any other steps taken to fulfill this requirement. Again, they use the solicitation letter for this one. And for L, did your company provide quick pay agreements and policies to enable minority contractors and suppliers to meet cash flow demands? What procedures were initiated to fulfill this requirement, and how were the MWBE firms informed of this assistance? For this one, they used the solicitation letter again, and they also provided their policy, which enables the minority contractors and suppliers to meet the cash flow demands. That's it. Do I need to go back to any slides or any questions?
So there was no implementation for L. Is that correct?
No, just the policy.
Just the policy.
Yeah.
Okay. And there isn't, I don't see a date on that effective immediately letter, is there?
Payment will be made by the 10th of the month.
I mean, as a implementation
Oh, right, yeah.
date on there. And
Yeah, there's not a date. I guess it's just what they send out.
okay.
Zach, could we go back to B?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
This one was advertising in general circulation, trade association, or minority focused media. So they just advertised into. It's like these are both emails from the hub. So
is that considered one? Yes, it's just one.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
If there are no additional questions for Zach, I'll let Jordan Pulliam with Central Builders in.
Okay.
Good afternoon, Jordan. Can you hear me?
Hey, good afternoon. Can you guys hear me? I hear you
Yes.
good.
So thank you for joining us this afternoon. The
you for having me.
MWBE, thank you. The MWBE Citizens Advisory Committee members have reviewed your good faith effort submission. And I want to give you the opportunity to add any context if you'd like. And if not, we can go straight into the questions if they have any.
I don't think I have any context really to add.
Okay, thank you. Does any of the committee members present have any questions for Jordan?
Yes. Hey, Jordan, this is Leah. On J and L, which both have to do with working with MWBEs and actually implementing or offering up services. There wasn't any paperwork included on implementation, and just curious to know if this is something that you've done in the past with MWBEs in helping with bonding or with quick pay agreements. Is that something that you do, like have actually done with MWBEs?
So as far as the bonding, I went and looked at all of our past stuff and I couldn't find anything within the past 5 years. Not to say we wouldn't be open to it. We just haven't had the opportunity arise, so to speak. For quick pay, generally anytime, I mean, we have the policy I included, our general policy, if you submit the payment or submit your invoice by the 20th, we pay it by the 10th. But in the past, I couldn't find like a written example of this, but we are willing to work with anybody that's having issues if they reach out to us. If we can make it happen and pay you and you need it, we will do it. I couldn't find a good way to show that. But yes, that is something we do and we are open to doing with any NB that we work with.
Okay. Is it just that you've not been asked, or it's just the paperwork doesn't exist?
We have for the quick pay part, I would say I don't have hard copies of when it's happened, but I do know that it has happened. For the bonding insurance, like asking for help with that, I have not seen where we've been asked in the past 5 years.
Okay.
But we try to include it in the invitations we send out, just so people know that we are open to helping you. It's not like we refuse or anything. We want anybody that is interested in bidding to bid. So.
Mm-hmm. And how long has Central Builders been in business?
A long time, I believe, since 1960, May 1960.
Okay, great. All right, thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Hi, Jordan. This is Leah Patton, and I just wanted to ask, yes. I just saw that there was only advertisement in one place.
Yes. And I do agree that's something I think we need to start doing a little better on. We've been using the NC Hub just because that's who I'm familiar with. They're easy to use. And we've been using, I think it was Greater Diversity. And I kind of lost touch with them, but I agree that we probably should start advertising in more than just the NC Hub. But on this one, that's the only place I had.
Okay. Thank you, Jordan.
Thank you.
Are there any other questions for Jordan? I think that there are none. Thank you, Jordan, again for joining us this afternoon. Zachary will follow up with you regarding the results.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. And then I'll send this information out to the committee members who are not present. And then if you could submit your scores by tomorrow by 5 p.m. so we can get the scores tallied and compiled, that would be great. And Zach, did you have anything else to add for the committee?
Oh, thank you all for being here.
Thank you. And I'll turn it back over to you, to Vice Chair Metz.
Thanks, and I guess that's we're adjourned.
Thank you.
Have a